Hey guys, I'm Daryl Kristen with AFTERBUZZ TV. You know, I was recently looking to buy a car and I thought to myself, there has to be a better way. That old game of cat and mouse at the dealership, going to the manager and coming back, I mean, who wants to do that anymore? I know I don't. It's a process filled with complete anxiety. So I spoke to my friend and they told me about a new way to buy a car. She says it's called TrueCar.com and it's a revolutionizing way to buy a car and have a better experience forever. TrueCar.com, I thought, I'm intrigued, but what's it all about? So my friend told me that at TrueCar.com, you can actually see what others paid to buy the car that you're looking for in your particular area. The site gives you a total transparency and the confidence to know when you're getting a great deal. On top of that, you can lock in negotiation-free guaranteed savings on the car you're looking for. She said TrueCar users save an average of $3,000 off MSRP. How is this possible? I don't know. I thought about it. And then she told me that at TrueCar.com, you get a certified guarantee take on the certificate to a TrueCar certified dealer so you don't have to worry about the hassle and anxiety of the old way to buy a car. You don't even have to take my word for it if you don't believe me. I did a little bit more research and found out that TrueCar certified dealers have sold over 1 million cars to TrueCar users. Over 40,000 last month alone. So seriously, if you're ready to buy a car, why wouldn't you go to TrueCar.com? Negotiation-free guaranteed savings, a hassle-free experience, and a TrueCar certified dealer that is committed to a new and better way to buy a car. I mean, hey, you got me sold. You should check it out too. Save time, save money, and never overpay. Just visit TrueCar.com today. You will not be disappointed.
You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV Network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Gene. Johnson.
The AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California. Presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AfterBuzz TV's Vampire Diaries After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AfterBuzz TV's Vampire Diaries After Show.
Yo, what up, AfterBuzzers? It's your boy DJ Jesse Janedy here in studio for The Vampire Diaries. Yes, we're back. The episode is No Exit, Season 5, Episode 14. I am joined in studio by my co-host, Meagan Medick.
Hello, everyone. So good to be back. I missed you guys.
Team Stelena.
Woo!
Paige Sullivan.
Hi, everyone.
And Roxy Striar.
Hi, guys. Team Delana.
Team
Woo! That's stupid.
Well.
It's not. Oh, please. Your guy's getting all tripped up. He doesn't know who he loves.
I wanted a quicker fist pump or something.
It was
like a
yeah,
boom boom. Yeah, it was a little slow.
You guys aren't here like Stelena is.
I'm sorry, how did Stelena do tonight? Because
Neither does Delana at this point.
You guys were a staff friend tonight.
Exactly. It was weird.
There's no Elena.
Staffarina. Oh, it's like a weird. I've nicknamed Catherine and Elena Kalena.
Yes.
What is going on here?
Yeah. Okay.
Jam up.
Might as well. So Vampire Diaries makes us do.
All right, let's talk about this episode. We started the episode out with Enzo and Damon. They are in a home.
Just a home.
They're so cute.
Okay, right. Now, who do you love more? Delana or Denzo?
Delana.
Really?
But Denzo's awesome.
I totally
You just put me in a tough place.
Where is Denzo going, though? Enzo's gone.
Yeah.
Well,
guy.
He's back with Wes.
But he got,
he'll
something
be
about
back.
Enzo. He gets like cute and then not cute to me, like depending on his actions. This episode, I felt like he was a really good friend. Whereas in the past, he was kind of like not a great guy.
Which made you
This
feel
was
like
the
he
first
more
night where I
attractive?
was like,
Yeah.
Enzo's hot.
You're feeling a little tingly down there? Because I'm
Roxy,
definitely.
I know you've been feeling all night, so don't even worry about it.
Not even going to deny it.
We're not going to
even
talk
gonna
about
deny it.
Roxy's comments before the show.
Anyway,
So we're in this house, and Enzo says, "I will not abandon you, Damon." That was cute.
Because I'm your only friend left. That is a lot of courtesy for somebody who left you burning in a fire.
Yeah.
I mean,
but he proved himself. Like once he found out what Damon did after he left, like he knew that he had good intentions.
You're right.
I guess.
I mean, but in this world of vampires and witches and hybrids, like I think there's leeway in what you can get away with.
Yeah, you can't really hold grudges over the small stuff, like leaving somebody in a building burning.
And you feel like
know?
Enzo, I don't know why I always do the puns, but you feel like Enzo's the kind of guy that's like, it's a man-eat-man world. You know, like he wants to just survive and be a survivor.
But he wasn't like that tonight.
Well, I think he is like that right now until maybe I think love changes him, because we got a little glimpse back into his relationship status.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if they're going to try and bring that in and kind of change Enzo and Damon too.
I don't think it'll change Enzo. I think Enzo is a true romantic, and he held on to I forget what her name was, but when he was in that cell, he held on to the thought of this girl.
He's foreign.
Yeah, well, this
they
is true.
Love.
But I think
and we love the foreign.
too.
So he won't get over it either?
I don't think, no, I think he will still be a romantic, and either he finds this person or he finds someone else but he believes in love, and he even says that with this farmer. I think the key to Enzo is really showing Damon what love is. Like, love isn't a temporary thing. It's not something you let change your life in the way that Damon lets it control his life.
So you think Enzo will end up teaching Damon that versus Stefan?
I do, because I think he'll never listen to Stefan because he knows Stefan has loved Elena.
I think that Enzo has a lot to learn from Damon, and Damon has a lot to learn from Enzo. I think it will be a mutual beneficial relationship.
Yeah.
Mutually beneficial.
That's interesting you guys are saying this, because, you know, now we're at a point where Stefan feels so confident that him and his brother now share a bond for this Ripper feeling and the blood boiling, and Stefan's like, I feel like Stefan's really excited to be like, I can be the savior and help you.
Yeah, but Damon's not a Ripper. Damon was injected with something that makes him want vampires, and there's a difference. And I think you're right, Jesse. Stefan's not seeing that. He's feeling this bond, but I think he's kind of made the bond up in his head, and he can't be feeling it too much considering what he did this episode. I mean, we kind of all expected better from him.
But there's so much between Damon and Stefan that make them so different. You know, there's all these things. I feel like if Stefan can grab the one thing that maybe brings them a little bit closer and is going to help his brother, he's going to latch on to that. Because
you want that to be the fact that they're Rippers? Like, oh, yes, let's bond over this Ripper thing.
But what else are they bonding over? Their love for the same girl? I mean, this is better than that.
Yeah, everything they bond over happens to be destructive, for sure.
Yes. Yeah. But I just think it's a way for him to connect. That? Yeah, I think it, well, it's not incestual. I mean, they can't just both be sleeping with the same girl all the time. I mean, they could.
It's been happening for you. Well, I think it was you, Meagan, that you brought up an interesting storyline. If Catherine and Enzo were to get together.
I did. I feel, yeah. I see qualities in Enzo. We'll see. I see, you know, Catherine, obviously it's Catherine Pierce. She just wants to survive. She's a survivor. And I see that in Enzo. And then we kind of saw Enzo kind of being romantic. I was like, oh, I could see the two of them being a pair.
I could see that if she wasn't such a manipulative bitch. Probably. Like, I feel like he has a will to survive. He has a get her done attitude. She has more of get it done for myself. It's less of like a survival thing now than it is to just get what she wants.
But we saw her kind of be a little less selfish with Elijah back in the day.
Yeah, that's. Yeah.
I'm
she
telling
didn't
you
want
guys
him to leave to go to originals.
You guys you're letting your emotions on your Stelena team cloud you. What is going to happen is Stefan is going to end up with Catherine. He's gonna get over the fact that she took over
Damon
Elena.
And
no, I'm serious. Right now, Stefan is in love with the person he's hanging out with right now, and that person is Catherine.
I don't see any love
everything about hanging out with them.
No, I really saw total disinterest in Catherine in this episode. Like, I was saying that to them. I really thought everything she did, he kind of just was like, Until even that point where she was doing the sexy thing in the bathroom. But he was like, he was really trying not to pay attention to it. But any guy, if there is a naked hot girl in your bathroom moving her hair all around, you're going to be attracted to that.
You don't think he was sitting there dying inside? Because I felt like he was standing there
only because
dying.
He's a guy, though.
Yeah.
No, because he loves her.
He's sitting there thinking he loves Elena. He's sitting there thinking, oh my God, like What did I say to you guys? Like, Catherine's about to get the best D she's gotten in her life because Stefan hasn't had sex with Elena in how long? Mm-hmm. And honestly, I thought if they did have sex, he would have figured out it was Catherine.
Yeah, me too. And it would have been amazing and like sexy and awesome.
Or
super Catherine and Stefan are everything.
Yes. Little sentimental Stefan? No, he would have been mad.
Ultimate betrayal.
He would have felt like some kind of virtue was taken from him.
This will be my first. This is my first ever. I've been here for 4 years. My first ever ABTV bet. I guarantee you guys. I bet you $5. Team Stelena over there.
They're not reaching their hand out.
Stefan ends up with Catherine.
In the end,
$5.
I do bet you that,
I disagree.
Okay, now I'll be down $10.
I'm not joining Roxy on that bet. So that's no, I'm not going against you.
Okay.
But
Paige will be the ref.
If you're not with me, you're against me.
No, because you are a Delana fan. So tonight, tell us what you felt, because you were during the episode. You were saying you saw the disinterest in Stefan, and Roxy, you're going so hard where you think Stefan was like so turned up. So please, I want to hear both of you, because clearly we know where me and Meagan stand.
Well, I know where Elena stands, because prior to getting her body taken over, she wants Damon. She wants Damon. That's who she wants. We haven't even seen really too much falter in who she cares for at this point.
Well, do you guys agree with that? I'm just curious. At this point in time, Elena wanted Damon right before she died or whatever she is.
Yeah.
At this point. No. Okay.
She ran at him, Damon!
Because he was the only person in sight and she desperately needed help.
Come on.
Life or death needed help.
That's naive.
Okay, no, hold on, because at that moment, you're running for your life. If Stefan was in the same spot, she would have given the same
but Elena's not the smartest tool.
Tyler.
Tyler.
But she doesn't even say, okay, I would get it, but she doesn't even say, help! She just says, Damon!
Maybe she'll end up with Matt.
Maybe she should just end up with Maddie Blue Eyes.
Hey, he's turning all the tricks this episode.
I just think
Matt.
She wants to be with Damon right now. I'm not going to say forever, but right now she is on Team Damon. And I don't think Stefan after this is going to be able to bounce back from what Catherine's doing to him. I don't think he'll ever end up with Catherine or Elena. And I also don't think Catherine's going to survive past next week.
Yeah.
Because you think he's going to end up with Caroline.
No, that's not even what it is. I think he can find someone else. We've seen that he is capable of loving people. You know what I mean?
And also capable of fighting temptation.
Yeah.
I don't think that we're losing Catherine or Elena. I think that somehow either we're finding another doppelganger to kill and putting them in their body. We're going to end up with both of them, I believe. Do you happen to think we're losing one of them?
I think we're losing her. I don't know where we're going to find the body. And I also feel like Catherine's storyline is just played out. Yeah. Nadia's dying, which we find out, and Catherine's kind of burnt
bridges.
Fingers
crossed Klaus comes back, though.
We know that's not going to happen, though, because Julie just announced that was Klaus's departure from the show, which made me want to cry my eyes out, especially because she said that was the bow on Caroline, which literally made me want to jump. But I think if we make enough of to do about it, she'll change her mind.
Well, okay. Yeah. Side note, because Roxy, you were telling me a little bit about fans are a little upset with Julie because she was joking about some fans?
So there's been articles recently. A dad wrote into the CW team and was like, listen, I'm really bummed that Julie and one of the people right under her on Twitter, people will tweet on them being like, Caroline for life, we love this, as if it's their real lives. They tweet at them so excited because people love these shows. And then on Twitter, their responses are less than appreciative. They tweet back. They don't tweet back. They'll tweet at each other being like, ha ha, and kind of making fun of these people, which I thought was incredibly disrespectful. So I went back to try to see some of the tweets, and I think that there had already been some damage control and a lot of things had been deleted. But I know that people have not been very happy with how they have dealt with their social media game.
Was it blatantly rude, or was it misconstrued?
That's what I'm wondering.
Because I couldn't find the exact tweets, I don't know. The father who wrote in took it as blatantly rude. He said that they were blatantly making fun of their fans. I can't really picture them doing that because their fans are how they stay on TV. but it was his.
For a father to do it, that makes me kind of wonder what was being tweeted.
Right.
I hope Julie wouldn't do that, and I hope you do listen to your fans, kind of see where the story's going.
Yeah.
Not to ruin your art at all, but I mean, clearly the art has been tainted because, I mean, I don't even want to jump to this right now, but I'm just going to mention it. The fact that Stefan figured that out at the end of this episode.
The way he figured it out. Like, there were so many clues. She was not acting like Elena.
I'm just sorry to jump to it, but I'm just like...
Show's almost over, everyone. We're wrapping.
Sorry, guys. Wrapping
it up right now.
We're getting the sign from the booth. We're wrapping.
It was just crazy to me. You know what I mean? And we've seen Vampire Diaries do this with other storylines. It's just like... So, Julie, don't take yourself too seriously.
But did you want that story to take longer to figure out?
No, but there were so many other ways to figure it out.
I agree with that.
When they were kissing, I guarantee Elena and Catherine kissed differently. And there's no way for Catherine to know how Elena kisses.
I would have appreciated if they were kissing and that's when he had pulled away and been like, I'm sorry.
That would have been
yeah,
fun.
that
He
would
did at one moment, and I thought that was going to be it, but then...
I feel like I think he knew, like in his heart, he knew that it wasn't right, and that's half the reason he probably stopped. It probably felt weird in general. They haven't kissed in a long time. She's been kissing Damon. He's been kissing Catherine. Like, it probably wasn't the same kind of kiss they used to have. But I feel like Catherine's a little more aggressive in that area.
Well, she bit his lip, like awkward. All right, but moving back to Enzo and Damon. So
everybody likes a little lip bite sometimes.
I just don't see Elena being that kind of girl.
A lip biter.
I'm like, really? I know. Wow. What am I doing this weekend?
Getting everyone excited.
She did Mob Wives right before.
That is true.
Warmed her up.
Okay. Enzo and Damon figure this plan out where they're going to turn humans into vampires so that Damon
plan.
can feed it. Genius, actually.
Yeah.
I would never have thought of that.
No,
So good,
I would have been
good
scared.
idea.
And Damon's feeding on them, and as soon as they're about to leave, there's a bunch of travelers all of a sudden.
They're terrifying.
They are scary.
Yeah, it's awkward.
Could you imagine
They
if you
have, like,
opened
no
the door
soul.
and they were just there chanting at you?
I feel like looking in their eyes, they're just sort of creepy. It's like, is
aliens.
anyone home? Yeah.
Just aliens.
And, like, it amazes me that, like, they just sit there, like, okay, I wonder if they could, like, throw something out of the house. Which, actually, he can
No, he
because
tried to throw
broke
the chair.
The chair broke the window, didn't it?
Yeah, but all the glass dropped. Because remember, Stefan grabbed the glass later. And then,
Yeah.
you know,
We're
I don't
not
know
there
why.
yet, Megan,
I know,
okay? We're
that's
not-
why I was whispering it.
It's all right, guys. You can explain it.
But then
Excuse me, Megan.
Sorry.
but then also at one point like Enzo got out. So like what are the rules?
Yeah, again.
Where are the rules?
Well, Megan was allowed out by the travelers.
Enzo, not Megan.
Megan.
They also let me out.
What was it like in
Because
there?
I'm a vampire, and that's why I got to join you guys tonight.
Enzo was allowed out.
So
I'm
there's
just picturing you as Stefan. For your own good, I'm
Thank you.
picturing you
I
two
really
together.
appreciate that. Someone
You're
else needs
welcome.
to finally picture it.
So they're stuck in this house. Wes Maxfield has these plans for these two. And basically he's going to leave them locked in there for 8 hours, right?
Well, until he has to feed again, which Enzo has been timing, which is about 8 hours.
Yeah. So
And-
Wes wants to see
How long?
it'll take for him to feed and how strong he actually is.
So he ties him up and basically says, calmer heads always prevail. Chains Damon to the chair. And then Enzo calls Stefan. And Kalena answers the phone.
Little,
Bitch.
Yes.
yeah, little bitch.
Stefan was in the shower.
She is so like I sit and watch these episodes and think, how can one person be so manipulative and cruel? Like how I love Catherine. Like I love Catherine Pierce, but these past couple episodes, I'm just like, what is her problem?
I feel like I hate her even
kinda
more
down.
because she's in Elena's body. It's
Yeah.
bothering me. It's just really
I know,
bothering
because she's tricking everybody. What I am happy about, though, is the fact that sometimes Vampire Diaries makes us, the audience, the butt of the joke. You know, we wouldn't actually know that it was Catherine in there until the team finds out, and then we would find out. I'm really happy at least we know that it's Catherine, because if I was sitting here watching thinking this was Elena, I'd be throwing something at my TV. Like, what is going on? Why aren't you responding to his calls, you know? So at least we're in on the gig this time, or whatever it is.
If we
No,
had
that kind of would play with my emotions if we
Yeah.
didn't know.
if we had
I'd be
watched
into
it that
that.
way, do
we
you
would
think
have
you'd
figured it
know?
out first.
You think you
would've?
would have though? Do you
You'd
think
be
you
like,
would have
she
known?
doesn't kiss
I don't
like
know.
that.
But I think that the reason why she's being so manipulative and a little bit meaner is because she's not getting that instant gratification of exactly what she wants, which Catherine is used to getting when she's in her own body. I feel like people bend over backwards for her and she gets what she wants right away, either through compulsion or her seduction. And I think that now she's Elena, people are treating her differently, so she's going that extra step.
Right. At one point, Stefan says to Elena or Catherine, you don't know what it's like being in love with you. And then says a couple other things, says that kind of love, it can change your whole life. Catherine kind of took that as a good thing, but I was sitting there thinking, you moron, he's not talking about you. He's talking about Elena. Like, wouldn't you sit there and feel offended, kind of? But she was like, ooh, look at what he'll do for me. Let me see how I can manipulate this. And I'm thinking to myself, you're not seeing the bigger picture, honey. You're not really getting it because you are so cloud-minded right now. You're so foggy that you think he's talking about you almost.
And you already broke his heart.
It's creepy.
Yeah. It is creepy.
She didn't even care. She's
she
like,
didn't care.
love her as long as I can have your bod.
Yeah, exactly.
It's weird.
Exactly.
And how awkward when she like sits down now. She's like, or wait, not sits down. She calls now and she's like, we had a moment. No, you didn't.
She's catfishing hardcore.
This is like
this is the ultimate catfish.
Oh my God.
It's terrifying the way that she's so delusional, though. Like, you already broke his heart, and guess what? It didn't make him go reeling off the edge, and it didn't make Damon like spew out of control. But Elena dumps them, and they're like, they can't get a handle on it.
Right.
It's like, you need to realize that, like, it's none of it is about you. Like, you were never a factor.
Here's what I don't understand, though, and it's a really good point, and talking about what we were speaking about before, when Elena was in Elena's body and Catherine is in Catherine's body, and Catherine would pretend to be Elena, which happened a couple times, everybody immediately knew. But they looked identical still, so what's really the difference?
I wonder if okay, I'll give them this. Maybe we could play along the lines of scent. Because it's actually Elena's body, and I don't know.
I know what you mean. Maybe she has a little mole that somebody doesn't have, but like...
Well, Catherine, push-up bra, higher heels.
Huge hair.
Right, but when Catherine was dressing like Elena, and she would dress her and look exactly like Elena, they'd know like this.
That's true. Damon even knew the very, very, very first time we ever saw Catherine, and she kissed Damon on their doorstep.
Hello, Cat.
Damon was like, that was interesting.
Yeah.
Like, he knew right away.
I think a part of it has to do with the fact that they are under the impression Catherine's dead. So when you think something's dead, you don't even think...
It's not even, yeah.
But it still blows my mind the fact that Bonnie hasn't been like, hey, guys.
Well, where is Bonnie?
Hey, guys.
Where is Bonnie?
Well,
Hashtag where's Bonnie?
I think we have we saw like a glimpse of her next week, maybe. So maybe she's just dealing with the gate stuff.
And she, like, forgot to mention, oh, FYI, Catherine, like, she died, but she never came through.
Right. And, Jeremy's not
Wouldn't Elena have gone through her?
Well, Elena's technically still alive in her own body. She just doesn't have control of it.
Yeah, she just is pushed in the back.
She's, dormant.
Okay.
Oh, you guys, you're smart. Wicked smart.
So
my co-host.
We're going to finish the Enzo storyline. So basically, Damon escapes the chains. He bites Enzo. The witches turn Enzo's blood into acid.
Sure.
Was that intentional? I don't think it was. Was that?
Yeah.
Because the way Wes said, he's like, oh, it seems like they must have turned his blood into acid.
That was a weird, thing.
And I didn't know that they had powers like that.
Yeah.
Here's what happens. The Vampire Diaries is like, how are we going to work this one out? All of a sudden, the Travelers can do this, They just, like, think of things on the spot, I feel like, sometimes. They need to find a solution, so all of a sudden, the Travelers are able to deal with people's bloods.
Yeah.
Their bloods.
What? And then Enzo leaves with Wes because Wes needs him for one more test.
Thing. And he says to let him go. I do not believe that for a second.
Obviously not.
He'll probably die.
Wes says, turns out I cheat. Wes, turns out you are creepy as F. Like, I don't know who you are.
And if he has Enzo, do we think Enzo's going to survive, though? Like, I think he is.
I think he's a casualty.
Really? Already?
Not yet.
I don't think he's like a long time character. I think
like,
by the end of the season, I think that
I don't know.
he'll be
I
gone.
could see him almost in a sense, not okay. I don't even know why I'm even going to compare the characters, but in a sense of a role of Alaric, like that, not in the fatherly role or anything like that. Well, I guess he is a little bit. He's pretty knowledgeable and calms people down. I can see him kind of being a character on the show.
Because we need somebody. No, we do need somebody like that.
We need another.
I agree with that.
We need new people to stick around because we had the originals for a couple of seasons and we had people like Alaric, and now we really don't have anybody who's not part of the core group. We need like that one person.
I agree with what you're saying right now, but I think that this is something that Jesse's pointed out, and I don't know which show that we do together, Jesse, because we do a lot of shows together. But what I think that this is when they bring a character on to make you love him, to kill him off in the finale so that you're like devastated, but they couldn't have killed one of the other people off because they're the main people, so they're trying to build up his character so that they can have a huge finale where they kill him,
or they don't have to kill him and he can just leave nicely with his new girlfriend.
Yeah, because I don't know because now I'm thinking about it. What if it could be Caroline?
What's Caroline?
Enzo and Caroline.
Oh,
that they what?
No.
Get together?
No.
Get together.
I don't know.
I'm like that they what?
I felt like she was back into Tyler this episode. The second he called, she was like, "I'll be right there." No, we can work this out together. Yeah, she feels guilty, but I also think that she still loves Tyler.
Tyler looked good this episode.
Really?
Sure thing.
Honestly, okay. Tonight was like the first night where I've been like, all right, Tyler.
Yeah, I know. I hadn't felt like that in a while.
Back.
I know.
Oh my
Where's
God.
Tyler? Here's Tyler.
Until the end.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it.
Like I said, I think there's things that are allowed when you're vampires. Like, she slept with the guy who killed your mom, but like you killed other people and she killed other people.
Yeah, Damon
you broke up with her.
But your mom and the guy that like...
I think that's messed up.
No, I get
Tyler really hates Klaus.
Yeah.
I get it, but I think Caroline still loves Tyler, but you always love your like first epic love. I don't think they'll ever be a thing again.
Me neither.
So Kalena wants Nadia to kill Matt, and Tyler basically tells Caroline that Matt is being compelled by Nadia and something's going on with her. So Caroline goes, meets up with Tyler. Awkward little situation, but it was like they kind of like... It was kind of cute, but it was kind of awkward.
She like smoothed it out with the awkward joke.
Yeah. It could have been
I loved
worse.
her hair this episode.
Her hair
It was
great.
different. She did.
And the shirt was great.
Yeah.
The back was really cool.
We are such team care. We love her.
Yeah, what's not to love?
So they're talking about Matt. Then we see Matt randomly just shows up with Nadia. Like,
hey, that was fun, huh?
Yeah, like all of a sudden we're together. Yeah, what are you guys worried about? Like,
it's just a casual bender. Don't worry.
I love how he goes along with it, even though, like, I know he's trying to save his own life, so she doesn't kill him. But like, there was definitely ways, like, slip him a note, like, tell him the truth. Like, don't keep playing with this game. Like, he just goes along with it.
I think he was like kind of into it. Yeah, he's like.
I think he's into Nadia, but you could just tell them, like, FYI, Catherine is in Elena's body.
But then she would have been like,
Caroline and Tyler would have ripped Nadia to pieces.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Tyler says, "Wolf beats vampire every time."
Hybrid.
Young
yet,
hybrid.
though, because this part was when Nadia Caroline's like trying to figure out what's going on with Matt, and Nadia's like, "Oh, hold up, boo! Don't you got your own issues?"
Yeah,
that was the rudest thing ever.
Like, bitch, you don't know me.
Yeah.
Not only do you not know me, you aren't involved.
But you don't know me.
She's not involved.
You don't even
Are you involved? Excuse me. Are you involved? Like, no. I know she should have broke up.
Yeah.
Some sort of bitch.
Yeah, Nadia was just being rude.
Yeah, and
how does she even know about that part? Like, who told her? Who was like, "Hey, Nadia, guess what the drama is?" You can throw it at Caroline.
It's Mystic Falls. Everyone knows everything.
Well, actually, I took it as why Caroline kind of sat back was almost like, wow, maybe Matt and her are getting to know each other because Matt must have told her. That's how I took it.
Oh,
like,
maybe.
She looked at it like that because she kind of backed down a second. But then this part was interesting. Tyler gets mad at that, and Caroline goes out to him and she's like, "You're gonna believe this? You're gonna sit here and believe it?" And Tyler's like, "Oh, I mean, it's Matt we're talking about. He went to, I mean, look at, you know what he does. He goes into Europe with Rebecca." Like, it was a one-time thing.
Like, it happened once. The normal Matt is pretty reliable.
It was like he was going to make a list of all the things Matt did. He went to Europe with Rebecca. He is Matt. Like, so what's your point here?
And the way Nadia was being so defensive, it doesn't look real.
Exactly.
It doesn't look real.
He just didn't want Caroline to be right.
So Matt and Nadia, they have their little one-on-one time, and he says, "You care about your mom, but she doesn't care about you. Why?" And I like that little kind of back and forth thing where he compared his mom and, he says, my mom was never there, but then I'm cooking and making these sandwiches for her. And what does she say? She says,
at the end of the day, you'll still be making those sandwiches because it's your mom.
Yeah.
Damn.
Absolutely. But here's my thought process here. You really think she's not going to notice while you're having sex that you're texting somebody?
Please.
I mean,
they weren't even having sex. That was like the most mild dry hump I've ever seen.
Very true.
So much moaning for nothing.
Yeah, she's like,
what were you getting out of that?
Yeah, I know.
What in his mind was like, oh, she's so into this, like, and out of her mind, like, I can totally slip off the text message
Since I'm going to forget this.
And not the right
the
time.
light shining on his face, like that bright light from your cell phone is like illuminating
Maybe
him.
like if you have her in doggy or something, try to sneak the text.
Or even if she was in
like
his position, but you're on top of her, so he was just laying there like a log on top of her.
He must be like super
really good, like maybe just stroking the ocean while
I know that like I can't like move my arms and like my legs at the same time.
So you cannot play
coordination
Twister.
Is the word that I'm talking about.
Suck at Twister.
I suck. My coordination is totally off. I'm way too tall like to be coordinated. Like he must know how to like move the lower part and like keep his hand totally still.
Oh yeah, because texting and walking is difficult. I mean, I can't imagine texting
with one hand is problem.
And bumping, yeah.
I know. So I just thought like that's ballsy, man.
That was super ballsy.
Matt can text and drive apparently.
Okay, but he should have waited longer.
But don't do that.
Don't text and drive.
The views here.
Not everyone is Matt.
Right.
Yeah.
And baby blue eyes.
Ooh. Oh, that was pathetic.
Anyways,
that was hard to watch.
I'm like,
so he gets caught by Nadia, and
she's butthurt. Like,
yeah,
I thought you were different.
Yeah, but he's like, I think he genuinely does like Nadia.
Me too.
The difference between Matt and Nadia is he'll stick up for his friends and the good people, and Nadia won't.
Yeah.
Like Nadia will always do what Catherine says.
Exactly. She's like, I thought you were a good guy. He's like, I am. I just saved my best friend's butt. Like. Come on, it's help H or K.
It's interesting right in that moment because I feel like Nadia took on Catherine. That's something Catherine would do as soon as emotions and that comes in, she runs away. And so Nadia said, I want you to forget everything. And then that's the other thing. I want you to forget everything you're not supposed to remember.
Yeah, what?
I mean, that's really
vague.
Okay, they got lazy with the writing there. They were like, oh, we don't want to go through this whole compelling thing. Just don't remember the things you aren't supposed to.
Yeah, I think that she was also hurt and like just wanted to get out.
Yeah.
Like, just forget everything about me. I'm
you
gone.
Just seduced me. Yeah.
Which was really interesting.
But she said, remember we had sex. Why did you have to say that? Like, remember
because
we
that was a
slept
part
together?
of the lies when they were on their
part of the
bender.
story.
Oh.
But it's funny to me. It's like
smart.
Her mom is doing the same thing that Matt just did to her. So how can she be so upset about it? Like it's like, woo, yeah, go mom. But like Matt, how could you?
Right.
How awful. Like, he didn't even do anything. He didn't even
stick
it in.
Day, it's her mom.
I know, but he wasn't even kissing her. Like
he didn't even stick it in.
But he was
words by Paige Sullivan.
He was just lying. It was just too much for me.
Yeah.
So Caroline and Tyler end up coming and they stop Nadia. That was a cool scene.
I like that.
I didn't understand, well, I guess Tyler is a hybrid, so why Caroline wasn't helping him. Cause
she was just watching.
Yeah.
And he was being like thrown around. She's just watching it.
Well, no, she originally went at it and then Tyler ripped Nadia off Caroline.
I know, but you would think like once he was in there, they could have done it, whatever they were going to do together.
No, she's like, ooh, look at my man fighting for me. Little does she know, he ain't no man.
Hybrid doesn't need my help.
And he apologizes to Care.
I like that he calls her that.
And basically, though, he says, I can't be good with you. And she says, I understand, and walks out.
I understand, too.
I get it.
I understand.
Tyler's the kind of guy who has a lot of pride. He has pride in his family.
I don't even know if this is a pride thing. It's like a real thing.
I think it's pride, one, because if he ever gave in to Caroline again, it's like he's pretending he didn't care that Klaus killed his mom. You know what I mean? And like losing that. And he already went to try and fight Klaus and he lost that battle. And so he came back, with his tail between his legs.
I have a question for you guys. What does Tyler have right now?
Nothing. Matt.
Sex appeal.
Sex and some big hair.
That's true. He has me.
Hybrid strength.
Okay. But like to lose.
Nothing.
Anybody?
No.
Anything?
Just Matt, really.
Caroline.
I know. That's a good sound cue.
Caroline, Matt. I would say honestly, Caroline and Matt are the two people. Even though he's mad at Caroline and all that. If Caroline was put into trouble, Tyler would be right there to save her.
That's true.
Because he ultimately knows she's not a bad person.
Right.
Yeah, she just
can't. Yeah, he just can't forgive her right now.
You know, and it's interesting because in this moment, I can understand where he's coming from, but at the same time, it's like, all right, Tyler, you know, you have some dirt too.
He wasn't the best boyfriend. Let's put it that way.
Right.
Yeah, like Haley, that whole
and even
thing.
just the way he treated Caroline at the end, like he walked away for revenge over Caroline.
Right. So and to me, it's kind of like I don't know if I'm giving Caroline too much with saying this, but like I feel like there was a part of Caroline where Caroline and Klaus would have never happened if Tyler hadn't done what he did to Caroline, because it almost was I feel like Caroline might have been a little tempted by Klaus because he was the big bad, and it had something to do with Tyler, and it kind of connected her to Tyler in a sense. I don't know. Am I thinking too deep?
No, I think you're right. If Tyler hadn't left that open space, you know, he had to leave that opening for somebody to be able to come in when she was vulnerable and make her feel special.
But do you understand what I'm saying?
Jesse for one second.
And the connection. I get the
Tyler
connection.
And Klaus, her feeling connected to Tyler through Klaus in a sense.
She wouldn't feel the way for Klaus she does if it hadn't been for Tyler, so it's almost Tyler who was the pushing force on this.
I don't see that.
No?
Oh
Okay.
my.
I see that.
Right there.
I see that, but I don't think Tyler sees it that way. I don't think he's processing it enough to think like, oh, she did this because of what I did. I think if he actually saw it that way, he would just hate himself, which I kind of think he actually does right now, so maybe he does see it that way.
What do you think?
I don't know. For some reason, I just saw it really as Tyler left an opening, you know, and Klaus saw it and took it. I don't think it was one of those. She knew the whole time it was bad. She knew she shouldn't do it, and she tried really hard not to do it. But when you're vulnerable and sad, and Tyler left you to chase this guy, like he left you and abandoned you for this guy, and you know she's hurt. And what do most girls do when they're hurt? I mean, they get revenge, or they always say a scorned woman, like, don't mess with her. I don't think it was intentional, but subconsciously, that's why she was doing it. Because Tyler basically walked out to get revenge, and so there she goes.
You're saying Tyler left a hole. I think Caroline had feelings for Klaus even when Tyler was still there.
But throughout their whole relationship, he would like go off into the woods to help the other hybrids, or he'd go do this.
He left something to be desired.
Caroline was never his number one priority.
No, exactly.
But I think when Caroline hooked up with Klaus, I don't even think that Tyler crossed her mind she was thinking about Tyler at all. I think that she has had feelings for him for a long time, and it's been totally suppressed because of her relationship with Tyler, amongst other things. Oh, Klaus is so bad. But when he came back, it was just kind of like, okay, I can't fight this any longer. You're so sexy.
I can't fight this feeling anymore.
Yeah, I don't even
Wouldn't
think
be a show without Roxy singing, right?
Do you sometimes, because you always sit next to me, you just want to kind of like punch me a little bit?
No, I like it. Yeah. It's beautiful.
You bring a little bit of the Glee after show.
Yeah.
Love Glee. Can I say something? Can you go back for a minute? Because I forgot to say this, and you know I'm obsessed with my quotes. That's the other thing. Because we were talking about Denzo, Team Denzo over here. And I want to know what you guys thought about this. When Damon says, because when I stay, I destroy things. And Enzo says, we're not all as fragile as you think we are. That was interesting to me. Do you think that Damon tries to protect people and doesn't give them enough credit, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they're dealing with Elena. You know, I think Stefan
she used to be
Damon,
a little fragile, Elena.
Yeah. But Enzo was kind of saying, like, you're not giving me props enough. Like, I can deal with this. Don't push me away because I'm not that fragile. I thought that was really interesting to think about how Damon deals with all these people. And maybe he needs to rethink how he's dealing with situations.
But he's also getting told a lot about how bad he is. Like, think about how much Caroline just says, like, you're an awful person.
Yeah.
You're such a bad person.
But you make my best friend happy, so I'm going to help you anyway.
Yeah, but when you hear it enough, like, everybody tells him how bad he is. And also, Stefan said, leave, like, don't come back. I think that's, he leaves and he doesn't want to hurt them, so he doesn't come back. Because if he does and they don't want him there, then what? Then what's the result?
He knew that he completely had crossed the line. I still don't think that he wanted to hurt Jeremy or go through that plan, but I think that he was just trying to impress Enzo or whatever, like go with a plan and show him that he really didn't care. So I don't even know where I'm going with this.
Hashtag where's Jeremy?
Hashtag where Jeremy and Bonnie.
Hashtag where's the rest of the Vampire Diary cast?
Yeah. For real.
Always.
But anyways, Damon knows right from wrong, and yes, I don't think that they are as fragile as he thinks. But by him acting out is proving that he doesn't care if they're fragile or not.
I thought that was cool, though, because we're always seeing Damon be like, I can deal with this, I'm the tough guy. But now people are standing up to him saying, listen, we can deal with this, too. You're not the only one who can handle this kind of stuff.
But I think in the past they couldn't. That's the thing. They couldn't deal with it in the past, and they have all evolved. Like, Elena's different, Stefan's different. Whereas before, a little thing would just kind of send them all off. And now they can stand up and say that. So I think it's just Damon has to catch up.
And Enzo's been through the ringer. We definitely know he can deal with it. 75 years in some dungeon.
So and caught on fire.
Before we wrap up, I mean, I know we kind of talked about the Stefan and Catherine situation, but let's just kind of go through it. I mean, and get to the point of where they realize. I mean, the girl had oil on her shirt before he handed her the part from the car. Which, okay, oversight. But Stefan, wouldn't you think, how the hell did this piece break?
She was so Catherine then and not even Elena.
Yeah.
Elena would never be like, can you carry my bags? Elena would be like, here, let me get in there and try to help you fix this car. What can I do? And be
Stefan, we don't have
normal.
time to go to a hotel. We have to help Damon.
Yeah.
What if he's in trouble?
And the fact that this whole time she's been very, Damon's just doing what Damon does. This is just, you can't keep trying to save him. Elena saves everybody, or she tries to help save everybody. She's not always very successful, but she never gives up on anybody, no matter how bad they are. Even Catherine, she's always given Catherine somewhat a benefit of the doubt.
She forgave her right before Catherine killed her.
So but the fact that she is sitting there saying, well, whatever, he'll be fine. It just, how is anybody not seeing this?
Or can we also talk about
What?
the consistency of shooting? This is totally just like, because we know like behind the scenes things of when they're at the gas station and it's broad daylight,
And
then they get to the hotel, it's nighttime, but the car's still being fixed, and then the car's fixed at night.
They actually did that a lot this episode. Like, her hand would be up, they would cut to a different shot of her, and a different hand would be down. I was like, I could have used a little bit of a better edit.
No, but it was weird. She's like, oh, the hotel's like a mile away. It's like, oh, and it took you 3
And your vampires
hours
run
to get
in
there.
45 seconds.
Yeah.
I know. That's so
And pick up
funny
your own bag.
because
You're so strong.
I know you guys missed the originals this week, which crushed my heart, but that's what somebody was talking about on the originals. Like, when you have to get somewhere, they're like, we got to find a car. It's like, run, Forrest. I mean, come on. What do you
know?
You're Vamp.
Like, actually, why were you even taking a car?
Yeah.
For real.
I know.
And like, where were they driving
12-hour
to?
drive. Okay, I would think that that'd be a long run.
But speaking of which, why is it a 12-hour drive? Why is it is this from Whitmore to where they, whatever the name of the city they live in?
Well, I don't know where
Mystic Falls.
No, we don't know where they were.
They were driving to that cabin.
Oh,
Which
I thought that they were
apparently
saying
is
that's how far
12 hours
the college
Well,
was.
they didn't even know where the cabin was. They were just like on a Damon hunt, like hoping to find Damon.
Which is weird, actually, that they did say 12 hours.
Yeah, and then they're
Yeah.
Well, I think it was just Catherine hoping it'd be a 12-hour drive. Right. She was like, oh, the more 10 better.
Yeah. Well, I think that
Stefan
we
said
really
12
have to
hours.
talk about Catherine coming up with the plan to
Kill Damon.
have Damon feed on her so Stefan will kill Damon, because they're on the journey, and then she's like, oh, I got the text from Enzo. Like, I know what I'm going to do to take care of this Damon problem forever. That was so manipulative and so crazy. I can't believe that even for Catherine, she's been through some stuff with Damon too. Like, she didn't compel him to fall in love with her. He actually loved her and knew that she was a vampire from the very beginning. I can't believe how quickly she would kill him.
I couldn't believe that either. I
just
felt
without
really
even
bad.
thinking twice.
Yeah, I was not expecting that. And also, to what benefit? She was like, so it will show that he really loves me. Not really. He thinks you're Elena. Like,
and then if he has to kill his brother, what do you think that's going to do to Stefan?
Right, especially when he finds out that you're Catherine and that you made him kill
for no reason.
She really didn't think that one through, man. Like,
no, but honestly, I could see Elena doing the same thing.
I couldn't see her kicking the steak, though.
No,
like Damon, and Damon noticed it. Damon's like sucking her blood dry, and he's like, "Oh, you want to kill me? You're
I
kicking
just
that
think she
steak?"
saw it as like, Damon is in love with Elena, and Stefan won't be with me, Elena, because his brother loves me. So let's just get rid of him. So Stefan only has to worry about me, and I only have to worry about him.
But in what fairy tale Is that what's happening?
Catherine, clearly we see that
she's so clouded. I know.
Her and her daughter, they're like off the charts.
Okay, but her daughter is on a lower scale. This is what she says to her daughter when she finally meets up with her. So I'm in a really good mood right now, which means I'm not really in the mood to worry about whatever's making you mopey. Like,
Bitch.
What kind of a mother says that to their kid?
Especially when this girl has babysat this little boy, Matty Blue Eyes,
to hide your
secret. I mean,
Yeah, but she didn't do a very good job, in all fairness.
She didn't, but the thing is, Nadia's doing it. Nadia put her in somebody else's body. Nadia like worked with the travelers. She's been doing everything for her mother.
She's been bit.
I just don't get it. Yeah.
You would think Catherine would have sucked up to Nadia a little more, like, hey girl, like, you know what I mean? Like, she's really the only person that is on your team, and she could out you to everybody.
Right.
And
But as we keep saying, she's living in fantasy land. She's not seeing the big picture, which is very unlike Catherine Pierce.
Well, so then we get Damon is now locked up in Stefan's chamber, and he says he knows that Kalena wanted Stefan to kill him because he goes back to that day where Jesse had died.
Right.
Yes.
Where do you think Damon's head's at with that?
I think he saw it as Elena is not really a killer. And if there was another option for her to take care of Jesse when Jesse was about to kill Damon, that she would have chosen the other option to save his life. And he was just like, I can't believe how quickly she saw kicking the stake towards Stefan as the only option. And Stefan was smart. You know, he saw the stake, but then he looked down and he was like, oh, I can take this glass instead, which what if Elena was in that position, she would, if it was really Elena, she would have picked up the glass and sacrificed herself.
Right. Or even further, she says out loud, he's going to kill me if you don't kill him. Elena would never say that. Elena would rather die.
Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely.
Literally, how many times have we seen Elena standing on the plank like, ready?
And she would literally, she
For
wouldn't.
anyone. For anyone.
Exactly.
Right.
Could have just been the postman
Like
walking by.
Sheriff Forbes. Like, no,
Damon-
not
so
Sheriff
Damon, in
Forbes.
my
That's
opinion-
my friend's mom.
Damon, in my opinion, was the first one to really, like, have things click in his head. Like, that made no sense.
It
No,
made no
I don't
sense.
think it clicks
Damon-
him. I just think that he's like, wow, I really lost her. She really is
Oh,
over me.
I don't mean he gets what's going on. I mean, he's the first one to, like,
That
it clicks
Elena's
that something's
different.
that's not right, you know? He thinks it's because he doesn't love her. She doesn't love him anymore, and that's wrong.
And she also yells, like, he'll kill me, he'll kill me. Normally, I think she would try and talk him down. She'd be like, Damon, it's me. It's
She would
Elena.
know he
It's like,
would not kill her.
Yeah, she knows. She's always known that Damon wouldn't kill her. So I don't.
Although, I don't know. I think Damon was about to kill her.
But Elena would have just let that happen.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
All right, let's move into predictions.
Bonnie.
TV
Is that your prediction?
I'm gonna have
Did
to.
you saw her in predictions? It made me happy.
I'm gonna tell my mom to call in next week because my mom was so excited tonight. She like told me everyone's gonna know Catherine is in Elena's body.
Thank God, though.
But she couldn't stay up tonight to call. But I'm gonna get her to do it next week.
Yeah.
because she's really excited. She's like, I cannot deal with this storyline. And my mom is even tired of the damn storyline at this point. All right, so what do you see happening with Nadia in this bite go?
I don't think that Nadia's going to go out like this, but I don't see another way around it.
I do.
Oh, okay.
I know. I'm genius.
Oh, well,
keep
we
going.
We know.
She writes for the show. So.
I feel bad that Nadia got bit. I don't want her to go out like this. Like I said, I think that if Nadia is going to go out, it's going to be something on her own terms. Like I'm walking away from my mother, but I'm alive in Mystic Falls.
So do you see?
I don't think she's going to die.
Who do you see dying, Nadia or Enzo?
Or neither.
Yeah, or neither. But I mean, like we said, one thing we know with Vampire Diaries, they do build a character up so that we get close to them. And I feel like actually we've probably built up Nadia the most now that I'm thinking about it. So who would you say?
What do I think, or what would I prefer?
What do you think?
I think Enzo would die over Nadia, but I would prefer Nadia because I think that she's kind of annoying.
Agree. What are you thinking about Nadia? In the
I think Nadia's going to die. I think it's going to be one of those situations where we're going to feel, bad for her because she did have a rough go of it. She spent her whole life looking for her mother, and it comes down to it. She dies for her mom if in fact she does die. I think she'll probably have people like Matt by her side, like reassuring her. So it's not, I don't think it's going to be like a sad it'll be sad, but I don't think it's going to be like a tragic death. I think she'll come to terms with it. And I don't think Catherine will be there.
And what do you think?
I think Nadia might eventually die, but I think right now this is going to be another cop-out, and like one of them is going to have Klaus's blood in their fridge or something, and she's gonna drink it. They're gonna trade like information. You tell us this, we'll give you Klaus's blood.
Can Tyler's blood heal?
No. I don't think it's any hybrid.
Does Klaus's blood flow through?
Or maybe his blood
because Klaus's blood healed before he was a hybrid.
Well, he was always a hybrid.
Yeah, he was.
No, but it wasn't always like.
Well, maybe it can, but regardless, I think.
Sun and the moon.
Regardless, I think it's going to be whether it's Tyler's or Klaus's or whatnot. It's going to be used as a bartering chip.
Okay,
I believe.
So, where do you see next week with everyone? So, who's going to be the one to kill Catherine Pierce? What do you think's happening with Catherine?
Stefan should kill her.
Ooh.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Not gonna happen.
It's not gonna happen. I honestly think they're gonna.
That'd be very poetic, though.
Yeah, I think they're probably just gonna make her stab herself. Be like, sorry.
If she does get killed, I think Bonnie will do it.
Really?
Oh,
I think because Bonnie like used to have that vengeful side, like do anything for her friends. And now she's kind of like just lame because she has no powers, and I just can see her being like, I've had enough. This is me being witchy.
Is that what that is? Yeah.
And then just doing something and killing her.
I could see that.
I really think we're getting both Elena and Catherine for the rest of the season. Somehow we're pulling one out, and their body is witchy into two.
I just don't know how many times we can go through killing Catherine. Like it's been like 3 times this season.
And
now.
we haven't had the witch back because we got a new witch, maybe.
Right.
She's probably been spending time with Bonnie. That's where they were.
That is probably where Bonnie is.
They were probably together.
Training.
Yeah.
Doing witchy training with Jeremy too, because that's what's up.
Because why not?
I don't.
Threesome.
I low-key see Catherine dying, Nadia staying.
Yeah, I could see that.
And yeah, I love Catherine, and I think she's done great for the show, but I think we're at a point where it's like she's being used to cop out a little too much. And or maybe this whole thing with Nadia and the bite will help Catherine become a better person. Or
I do have one question. Is it a hell no that we get rid of Elena forever?
Yes.
It's a hell no. Okay.
Hell no.
Just making
you
sure.
would think Catherine would stay over Elena?
I don't think that. I was just making sure. I was just checking.
Last statement. I'm still super annoyed that the K is what ticked Stefan off to solve the whole Catherine and Elena's body thing.
Because really, you think it was just help?
Like,
K? Question mark.
Yeah. Like, how many times have you been pissed that someone just texts you a K?
Yeah.
Like. No, it snowballed out. That was annoying. Last thought.
Yeah. Any last ones before we go?
No.
All right. Well, I'm excited for next week. Next week looks damn exciting.
Dang, baby boo.
Who's gonna kill Catherine Pierce? You guys can hit us up at AfterBuzz TV on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Tweet me at DJ Jesse J.
You can tweet me at the Bow Wow Gal or on Instagram, Meagan Medick.
You can tweet me and find me on Instagram at Paige Sullivan.
And you can find me at Roxy Striar.
Until next week, same time, same place. Peace.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
See you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.
Thank you for watching AfterBuzz TV on YouTube. For more of your favorite after shows and interviews, subscribe to our channel here, and be sure to share your opinion on the episode in the comment section below here. We'd love to see what you guys are buzzing about. Thanks again. Buzz you later.